England swings like a pendulum do. Bobbies on bicycles 2x2. Westminster Abbey, the Tower of Big Ben, the Rosy Red.
That's great, actually.
Thank
I
you.
have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
You actually wake up in the morning and plan to be this obnoxious, or is it kind of a spontaneous thing?
Kind of a little of both, actually. A little A, a little B, you know? I just kind of mix it up a little bit.
Okay,
I'm glad you like the song.
No, I'm going to go way over here now.
Well, it doesn't get any more British than this. We're hanging out with a Royal Guard here.
That means the travel guys are in London, England, next.
England swings like a pendulum do.
The Travel Guys is brought to you by Flight Center, with 175 stores across Canada and online at flightcenter.ca.
Hi, I'm Jim Gordon.
Hello, Governor. I'm Darren Parkman.
Oh, goodness. Hello. We are the Travel Guys.
Well, my friend, pip pip cheerio and all that rot. We've got Big Ben chiming behind us. We've got the River Thames beside us. That must mean we are in jolly old London, England.
I figured we were in London, England because of that horrible accent you were attempting.
Thank you very much.
Keep working on that. Coming up, we'll get a bird's eye view of London from that Ferris wheel known as the London Eye.
We will go pubbing with Charles Dickens himself.
Well, how's that going to happen?
You'll see.
And we'll try not to be taken prisoner at the Tower of London.
All that and a lot more coming up, so stick around, mates. One of the more notable landmarks on the London landscape has to be the London Eye, which is pretty much a giant Ferris wheel right here on the banks of the River Thames. It's a little expensive to take the ride, but it's well worth it. It's unbelievable.
That's right, pal. You will not see a better view of this entire city than from the London Eye. And it takes you about, what, about a half hour, I think?
It's a half-hour ride. It's really relaxing. It's a bit claustrophobic if you're afraid of heights, but man, you can see everything. Big Ben, the Parliament buildings. A great way to see a lot of history in a short period of time.
Now, any idea what that grand building is down there in the middle of the wooded area?
It's very isolated there. I see it there.
Yeah.
Now, that's either a very big KFC or the Queen's condo.
Or you could call it Buckingham Palace.
Queen's condo.
Yeah, Queen's
right there.
condo, as you're calling it. Okay.
Well, one of the most famous theater districts in the world has to be the West End, and looking around, I gotta say, this really is London's version of Broadway, isn't it? Very busy around here.
Yeah, a lot of theaters, too. We're going to head into one particular theater in a moment. It's the Prince of Wales Theater to see a production of Mamma Mia. But before we do that, we're going to get some special backstage access.
Get ready for lots of ABBA songs. Let's go.
I was cheated by you, and I think you know when.
Well, we're here backstage at the Prince of Wales Theater where Mamma Mia is performing right now, I guess. And we're with Philip Efemi, who's the expert, and he's the guy to talk to.
Now, Philip, there's a thing in the theater business called staying power. Mamma Mia seems to have that. It's pretty much the new Cats. It's been around forever. How long has it actually been around, and is there any end in sight to the run of the show?
Well, there's certainly no end in sight. It's been running here in London since April 1999. So
That is a long run.
Long time. And just looking at the recent collection of plays that have come out like this, like Rock of Ages, was Mamma Mia the first one to kind of develop this format of taking the songs and then building and weaving the story through it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's so successful. Very much, it's a drama piece with music.
Right.
Well, drama, music, true, but what I took away from Mamma Mia most was the comedy. It's a fun show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't forget that.
Yeah, yeah.
Philip, thanks so much for talking to us, and thanks for giving us unprecedented access backstage here.
Pleasure. Thanks very much.
Watch that scene, digging the dancing queen.
Well, we're now in one of the busiest areas of the city. It's Piccadilly Circus, and I gotta say, it's shades of Tokyo because there's throngs of people and giant video screens. It is very busy here.
Yeah, and you also get that weird kind of blend of old architecture right next to those giant video screens, which looks very strange.
It's a little surreal.
Yeah.
Hey, this may be a bit of a stupid question, but where are all the clowns and the jugglers? I mean, it's called Piccadilly Circus.
Oh.
I was expecting a ringmaster and a show.
I see where you're going with that. That is a very, very stupid question. It's called the circus because it's a circle. If you look around Piccadilly Circus, it's
the main
actually a
circle behind us.
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah, there
I
you
see.
go.
Circus,
Yeah.
circle.
That'll be £5, please.
All right.
Hello, Jim Gordon. Hello. It's me, the Queen.
Wow, it's the Queen talking to me.
It's an honor to meet you, Jim Gordon.
It's just me. It was me.
Wow, you
It was
really
me
shocked
doing
me.
that.
I know, that's brilliant, actually.
I fooled you, didn't I?
No, you really had me going there.
No, it was just a paper thing that I put in front of my face.
Yeah, I really thought, what's the Queen doing in Piccadilly? More travel guys from London coming up next.
He's having fun. Well, one of the most fascinating spots in the whole city has to be the Tower of London, which is where we are now. This is where they kept the prisoners behind this ancient fortress.
And buddy, it's a lot bigger than we both realized. You can spend a whole day here exploring 1,000 years of history.
Let's do it.
Well, now Parkman and I are here with Peter McGowran, who is a yeoman warder. Did I get that right?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Now, Peter, there's just a ton of history here at the Tower of London. It would take a ton of time to actually see it all, but could you summarize just a little bit about the background of the place?
Well, basically, our story here begins in the year 1066. William the Conqueror defeated the Saxon King Harold II at the Battle of Hastings. William was crowned King William I, but continued to have to fight the people of England, who did not take kindly to Norman domination. William needed to build a citadel to impress and overawe the people of London, and thus built his royal palace and fortress in 1078, the first of its kind in England.
What is the most popular thing everybody wants to see? They want to go to the torture
The crown
chamber.
jewels.
The crown jewels, obviously, yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
The crown jewels, the ladies love taking their husbands into the crown jewels and find out what they should have done.
Now, Peter, you have a very, very colorful costume. I know you take a ton of pictures with tourists. Can I ask you, though, you're known as a yeoman, but where does the term beefeater come from? What does that mean? I've always wondered that.
Well, first of all, this is a uniform, not a costume.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I
Oh.
stand corrected.
Slap his wrist for that one.
And people come into town and say, you know, why you call beef eaters? The straight answer to give them is we don't know.
At least you're honest. I like that.
It's an-
Educated, intelligent, and honest.
It's an old nickname. It's an old nickname. Probably during the time of King Henry VIII, people say, when the surrounding populace used to call us nicknames because we were well fed and they were starving.
Well, do you like a good steak?
I love it.
Well, there you go. That's why it's
that's
called
right.
a beef eater.
Well, Parkman and I are now heading into the Beauchamp Tower.
And legend has it that prisoners were kept in all these towers, and some were tortured. So let's hope we don't run into any problems. Yeah.
Well, we're now in one of the prisoners' rooms here at the Beauchamp Tower. What's fascinating is you look on the walls, you can see carved graffiti in the stone that dates back to the 1500s.
Some of it's pretty darn elaborate, too.
Sure is, yeah.
Amazing. It's hard to believe, too, that as late as the 1940s, they held prisoners here. In fact, a high-ranking German Nazi officer, Rudolf Hess, was captured and held here during World War II. Well, I think I know what that gorgeous structure is behind us. You know the old nursery rhyme, London Bridge is falling
Well,
down.
no, wait a second. That's the mistake a lot of people make when they come to London. This is not London Bridge. This is the Tower Bridge. London Bridge is down the Thames a little bit.
So the nursery rhyme was a lie.
Well, I guess you could say it was.
So you're going to tell me Mother Goose was a lie also, or?
Yes, I know that's going to break your heart, but yes, that was a lie as
There's
well.
no real Mother Goose?
Not that I know of, no.
Wow. I don't know about you, my friend, but to me, London is crying out for another pointless beer-drinking pub crawl.
If London's not crying out for it, I know Jim and Darren are crying out for it.
Well, let's make it official then. Look down here at those cheesy graphics. Yes,
Wow.
it's time for Jim and Darren's London pub crawl. Well, we're now at the Swan Pub in the Bloomsbury area of London, and I gotta say, I am really digging the prices of the pints here in London. Get a pint like this for, you know, under £4, maybe £3.50, and Somehow I've still managed to spend 200 pounds since I got here.
Hey, but
does that mean I'm drinking a lot of beer?
Well, you're in London. You got to drink a lot.
Thank you, thank you.
But
You understand.
I will say this, nothing against our own country, but I'm surprised that this is at par or almost cheaper than what we pay at home.
I know, stuff is more expensive here, but the beer is reasonable.
Yeah.
What are we drinking here?
We're drinking a tribute Cornish ale. This is from the southwest part of England. What do you think?
I think it's a tribute to you and your stick-to-itiveness and your dedication to this show.
And
That's
to
why we're
pointless-
drinking
pointless
tribute.
pub crawl. Yeah,
Pointless pub crawl. You know, another thing I love about London is they've got the biggest honking slot machines
Yeah.
in the world. Look at the size of this baby.
Yeah.
Look at that. What does it say? Devil of a deal. You can't lose.
No, you can't lose. Go
Yes.
ahead. Yeah.
Well, I've lost a little bit, but let me just...
Before you put that money in there, how much have you lost, actually?
what is this slot broken here?
How much money have you lost, actually?
It hasn't been a bad day, actually. About 180 pounds, 50p.
Okay. Put the money back in your pocket. Go back to the bar.
But I'd like to put it in here, but...
No, it's not going to happen.
Okay, I'm now having trouble concentrating on the simplest of concepts due to the copious amounts of beer I've been drinking.
Well, that happens on our pub crawls. That's
It
for
does.
Sure,
So maybe you can tell me what we're drinking here?
yeah. This is an IPA, and it's called, hang on, Green King.
It says it right on the glass, Green King. So
yes,
there you go.
yes.
And where are we right now?
We are at the Queen's Larder Pub, a nice cozy little place serving fine ale since 1799.
What, do you got an endorsement deal with?
I'm working on that.
Well, I think you do. Now, it's called the Queen's Larder. Now, are they allowed to use the Queen's name?
Well,
Did the
I'm
Queen
sure-
endorse this
I'm
place?
sure she did.
Does the Queen come here?
She has
Is she
to.
here right
It's
now?
such a gorgeous place, yeah.
Let's hang out until she does get here. We got 7-8 hours to kill. Well, you know, we were walking down the street, and what should we see but the British Museum behind us here? What a weird thing to come across.
Stumbled across a huge building like this, but it's something you really should check out when you come to London.
Can I suggest a whirlwind tour? Let's go inside and check it out.
Quickly, yes.
All right.
Well, we now find ourselves at the museum bar right across from the world-famous British Museum.
And you know, I'm a few pints in, as I'm sure you are on this
Yes.
pub crawl, but I gotta say, pubs in Britain have that certain something that you don't find at other pubs around the world.
What would that be?
I'm not sure. No, I think it's atmosphere. It's
Atmosphere's like that.
atmosphere.
Well, it's
That's what it
These
is.
places are all like 500 years old, for God's sake. It's fantastic.
The beer is cold.
Yeah.
The architecture is nice. What more do you want?
Maybe another round, actually.
Another round? Yeah. Okay. Well, we wrap up Jim and Darren's historic pub crawl here in London at the George Inn. And it really doesn't get any more historic than this place, my friend. A couple of very famous people once drank here. Charles Dickens actually wrote about the George in one of his novels, and a little writer by the name of William Shakespeare hung out here back in the day.
I'm not familiar with that second name.
Bill and Chuck, you don't know? Bill and Chuck, Bill Shakespeare, Chuck Dickens.
Cheers. Here's to another wonderful Jim and Darren pub crawl.
We're in good company here.
Well, Parker and I are in suit jackets on this afternoon here at our hotel, the Montague on the Gardens in the fabulous Bloomsbury district, and we're taking a little break from the usual Jim and Darren pub crawl scene.
Also known as sobering up.
That's right.
For a change. But this is actually very classy, very British, and afternoon tea here in London doesn't mean a cup of tea. It means tea, pastries, sandwiches, the whole 9 yards. It can only be described as smashing, Squire. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. I'm ready
Yes.
to dig in.
Cheers. See what I'm doing here? I got my pinky sticking out while I'm drinking tea. That's the classy way of doing it. Learn something from that.
Hey, it's going to take a lot more than an extended pinky to make you classy, pal. Now look at this. This is a pastry shaped like a tennis ball, same color, and it's in honor of Wimbledon, which comes every year to Britain, of course. What are you having?
Well, thank you for asking. In honor of being in London, I've actually got a royal crown here. This little guy looks delicious. I mean, that is good. That is really good.
You got a little something.
Oh, did I get it?
Yeah, you got it. Very classy.
So, buddy, we've been in this great metropolis known as London a few days. Your thoughts?
Well, there's lots of these double-decker buses here. I've noticed that. It's very British here.
Yeah, that's nice.
In all seriousness, it's a very clean city. We've both been here before.
Yeah.
But no, it's a very clean city, tons of history, and I love the people there. The people are very friendly.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I love the history. I'm just amazed we've been to places that are thousands of years old. It's something as Canadians we don't experience, you know, but you're right about the people. People in the pubs are really warm and friendly.
And the accents are cool. Isn't that right, Governor?
See, now you got
You like a pint, Squire?
No, we talked about this before, actually. You really got to stop doing that.
All right.
You know, in this day and age where everybody, and I mean everybody...
Hey, good news, it's me. I was just in there making a call.
I was right in the middle of doing a stand-up.
Oh, sorry about that.
Right.
I apologize.
I was just saying that in this day and age where everybody has a cell phone, you don't see phone booths in your cities anymore, but you do here in London still.
And in fact, you see a ton of these red phone booths everywhere in London, which is surprising, as you said. Everyone has a cell phone. They're glorified paperweights. But I think they're here because they look so cool.
And they're iconic, aren't they?
They are. They look like something out of a movie set.
Yeah.
I gotta make a call.
You don't have enough money to do that.
Well, I don't have a cell phone yet, so yeah.
Go make a call.
You got 50p?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're the only one.
My parents won't let me have a cell phone.
Well,
that's true. Yeah. No, I can. Yeah.
Hello, sir. What's all this here then? No loitering in this area, sir.
All right. First of all, put that hat down and stop doing that stupid accent. You can't even do a British accent.
You know what? Okay. I'm starting to agree with you, actually.
Now it's time for a little thing we like to call Jim and Darren Meet the People.
Or, as it's also known, approaching total strangers who would normally ignore us. Let's go. You been in London a while?
No. Couple days.
Yeah? What's your favorite thing about London so far? What's the best thing about London?
Well, all like the sculptures and museums and everything that's free that you could just walk into. It's a lot different than America where we kind of have to pay for everything.
I guess the diversity and the history in architecture and culture. And for example, like the British Museum.
So the best thing is free stuff. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah, of course.
I like the galleries personally. There's a lot of galleries that I go to quite regularly.
How many, not putting you on the spot here, how many galleries do you think they got here? Like, it seems every corner we go, there's just a great,
no idea.
a great gallery or museum or something. It's just, you could spend a lifetime.
Most train stations, near a train station, you'll find a gallery.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, would you describe your accent as Cockney? Is that right?
No, it's not Cockney.
What
It's
is
a
it?
mixture. I don't know what it is.
Now, is your accent Cockney?
No.
No, what is it?
I'm South East London.
Gorgeous women, ugly weather. Go inside the mall. Hopefully you'll meet some of them.
I like that. There's a Texas opinion of what you just cut it right down to what you need to about England. I like that.
Do you recognize my accent?
Is it American or Australian?
What'd you think? Australian?
Yeah.
What do you say? New Zealand? No? No? What's your guess? Anybody else have a guess with my accent? Canadian, yes!
The streets is real, the monuments, and I think it's the best place to come and to see and to visit.
Adios!
Well, Parkman and I are doing a little nightlife tonight in London. We find ourselves in Mahiki. That's a great little place, probably one of the hottest bar clubs in all of Europe. You'll find it in the Mayfair district. And we're enjoying some kind of tiki look. I haven't seen this in a long time, and some great drinks. You've got two drinks.
I got the smoking coconut drink over here, the pineapple drink. There's a distinct Hawaiian theme here at Mahiki. And I got to say, this is one of the posher London nightclubs. William's been here, Harry's been here, Hollywood celebs. This is the place to be seen and to have some drinks.
Well, cheers, everybody, to a great place, Mahiki.
And to London.
Cheers.
Cheers. Well, behind us, the most famous palace in the world, of course, Buckingham Palace. And that giant flag flying above the palace means the Queen is in residence.
I'm excited. Parkman and I are on what's known as the Mall, the long roadway up to the palace, and we're going to make our way up there because we're fortunate enough to be here on the day of the Queen's 86th birthday celebration.
And the entire royal family is going to be making an appearance on that balcony behind us, so we're going to get up close enough to wave to the Queen and the royal family. Let's go. Well, we're up close to the palace now. We're waiting for the royal family to come out on the balcony, and I'm already practicing my wave.
You really are, right?
Yeah.
This is going to be exciting because it's the Queen's birthday today, but the extended family will be on the balcony, and we haven't seen that in a long time.
Charles, Camilla, Prince Harry.
Yeah, the whole gang, they're all there. Yeah.
William.
Yep, they'll all be there.
Should be good.
Yeah.
Well, they just came out the balcony. There they are.
Yeah?
Come on, wave.
Oh, sorry. They ought to wave back to me, so I stopped.
I think the Queen just noticed me. Yes. Yeah. I don't think I've ever been this close to a royal family before.
No.
Wow.
She's good for her age, though, doesn't she?
Queen does look great. So does Philip.
Yeah, he does.
Well, we've had a smashing time here in jolly old London.
Yes, we have. You're not doing that accent anymore, though, are you?
Well, I'm trying, but I haven't perfected it yet.
Hopefully on the plane ride home. But before we leave London, as we always do with every other show, let's check out Jim and Darren's top 5 coolest things about London.
Pip, pip. Number 5.
Nice accent. It's having afternoon tea here at the Montague on the Gardens Hotel.
Who knew giving the finger could be so classy?
I don't think that's what it's meant to do.
Number 4, taking in over 1,000 years of history here at the Tower of London.
You know, I'd love to get me one of these Beefeater uniforms.
Unlikely.
Number 3, it's got to be wrapping up our London pub crawl at the historic George Inn, the place where Bill and Chuck once drank.
You mean William Shakespeare and Charles Dickens?
That's what I said, Bill and Chuck. Number 2, getting a bird's eye view of historic London from the London Eye. Boy, it's very, very high up here, isn't it?
It's a little shaky, yes.
I'm getting very frightened.
And the number 1 coolest thing about our trip to London,
it's got to be hanging out with our friend the Queen on her 86th birthday. There she is. Wow, the whole royal family.
We'll see you next time on The Travel Guys.
I think the Queen waved back to me. She noticed me.
She's calling security is what she's doing.
Hotel accommodations in London provided by Montague on the Garden, located in the heart of the Bloomsbury district, only minutes from many of the city's top scenic attractions. Airline transportation for the Travel Guys provided by Virgin Atlantic, the only way to fly to Europe and the UK.
While waiting for your next flight, check out the comfort and luxury of Plaza Premium Lounge.
Travel Pro luggage for the Travel Guys provided by Holiday Group. Jeans provided by Mavi Jeans.
Hello, Jim Gordon.
Oh, now it's blowing. Okay, try it again.
Number 5.
Can we keep rolling on that? Okay, good.
Number 4, it's got to be taken in over a century of history here at the Tower of London.
Only a century?